You thought it was all over. The SEEL had claimed the crown, but now he is back for more, as there is a challenger that has approached. In the name of Season 2! That's right, APA Season 2 Little Cup is back! Yes, it is indeed. This time we have 20 coaches instead of 16 and 12 weeks instead of 10. It's going to be a hell of a ride. To start things off, we have a new draft, obviously. We did get to steal a mon from our last, but you'll probably notice that there's more than one from our last draft. So we're just going to talk about a little bit about our thoughts from last season, our thoughts for this season, what our team is this season, and like a few stuff. Not too much because we don't want to give too much of our strategies away, but you know, things are there. And I don't know, we'll just see about the competition, I guess. Okay, so let's start with last season. Well, we won. Which was a massive surprise, considering I'm not that great a player. But apparently I'm somewhat okay at Little Cup, which is great. I give my greatest thanks to the whole of the Seraphim Roost, you guys know who you are, to APOM and to SEEL, and the rest of my Season 1 team, except Bonsweet, who I never took, and Bagon, because you were terrible. But yeah, so, damn, we did really well there. It's a shame, really, because Harry was doing really, really well, and he lost out in quarterfinals due to a bit of hacks. And he probably was going to win otherwise. Such an amazing player there. But I think he's got a better shot this season. He's got a very interesting team, but I don't actually play him, or Mio, or Panther from last season, who are all really, really scary, but we do have a few other guys that we do play, including the token minorities Sticks, which is great, because I don't know how to feel about that. I think I'm hoping they're a little out of their comfort zone, probably not, but I need everything I can do, right, to have a shot. But yeah, no, Harry's going to be back with a passion. Blin's got a terrifying team. Panther's aiming for a season title because he's desperate for one at this point. Bees is back. Mio's back. Matt's coming back. He looks like he's going to be going for some hot vengeance. I think there's going to be a few more other teams which will be quite interesting. Pesky, Skitty and Tezzy among some of the newer people who are scary. And there's a few new faces as well. Alice Absol, I think she's new to Draft League in general, but she seems to have a good, well-founded knowledge of Little Cup. And then Bash, who's a cool player, along with Commissioner Mitty, Miticus. He's a guy who kind of got me into actual Draft League in general, so it's nice to see that he's going to be joining us for Season 2. So it's going to be a nice ride. If I've missed anyone from the new people, please tell me. Not sure, might have done. But it'll be cool nonetheless. I play my good friend Cut the Buzzwell week 1, who is a good player. He's kind of new to Little Cup, doesn't really know what he's doing too much, but from his late appearance taking over a drafter at the end of Season 1, he did pretty well with it, so we can only imagine that he's going to be a difficult matchup, especially considering his first 2 picks mimicked, basically, what I had at the start of last season. So, yeah, what do I hope for this? Okay, so let's get into this draft, and then we'll talk about thoughts of, like, future and goals and stuff. So, first of all, actually, the first thing we picked up was Chin Chow, but we'll go into in order as it is there. So, Tier 1, we got Fungus, so obviously getting it in round 2. We didn't get really the best Tier 1, and some people say, well, why didn't you pick up something like Ponyta that was still on the board, or something like that? Because there's still a fair few things. I mean, Yanma took the pick after me, and maybe that was a mistake in not picking that up. But Fungus is a really, really solid defensive pivot. It resists fighting types, which, I mean, getting something that really does resist fighting types and doesn't die to knock off or poison jab immediately or something, which most fighting types do get, is always a good thing. And it's obviously known on the ladder as one of the main resists to Mienfoo. It gets Spore, which is really annoying, so I'm glad I don't actually have to play against Spore. It's one of the few mons that completely decked my team last season. Thank you for that, Johnny. So, you know, always a good thing to be picking up things that you found scary before. It's generally really good at keeping itself in good health, and I like having mons that I can repeatedly switch into if I need to take a hit. And its damage output isn't that bad either, so I think it'll be really, really useful. I think that I'm not necessarily supported Fungus particularly well, but it was never the aim to support Fungus. It's more an aim to get a nice draft that gel together as a whole. I know I see a lot of people supporting specific 1 or 2 mons, like Tezzy with his Yanma and Omanite. And like with last season, you had Panther kind of supporting his Diglett quite well and things like that, whereas I just go for a generally all-round good draft, I think. Bulky balance, I think, is kind of a good term I could fit for this. Got some nice threats, all that stuff. So yeah, Fungus is good. Generally, if I can get a Spore off, that gets rid of 1 mon for like most of the match, hopefully. Really, really, really helpful to do there. And of course forces people to prep, like if they want to use safety goggles to stop it or something. Or they're forced to kind of like bring their grass type. That's always a good thing. Which then brings me on to Chinchou. So I took this round 1 knowing I was never going to get it if I decided to get it in round 2, because I got pick 12 out of 20. You know, that's the best position that you always want, especially when you come off of winning a season and you need hope for a better pace. But oh well, I got my reward either way. It's kind of the same as most people, but yeah. Chinchou's really, really good. It can be bulky. It can be fast, it's very versatile, got a nice move pool, and it's got the potential to be immune to 2 different things, with being electric and water, which is great because that means people are unlikely to click either of them on me, which makes it great, really. I can bluff the other, either way. Chinchou is amazing in that aspect, because it basically protects a lot of the rest of my draft, I guess, and I kind of been building more around Chinchou than I have around Fungus, I think. But yeah, so Water Absorb can protect some of the things in my draft, and Volt Absorb for the other things. Also allows it to keep up on health if it manages to switch into those, or it might deter people bringing those mons at all, especially when they would tend to normally have a good matchup against me. At the moment, I think Grass is probably the best type against my whole team, which is never a type that you really want to be the best. There aren't many offensive grass types, and I think Slick with Trico is probably one of the only ones. I don't think anyone picked up Pumpkaboo, I'm not sure. So, you know, pretty solid in that aspect. Chinchou's great. I mean, I can Scarf it, I can give it a Varlight, Berry Juice, whatever. It's an all-round, just great mon. I had a lot of trouble with it against Matt, and obviously it's only by pure luck and some over predictions that I managed to take it down. So knowing that, kind of puts it into perspective that if I have it, then I don't have to worry about trying to prep for that in the same way again. Because I doubt the same thing's going to work twice, especially if people are smart enough to watch replays and stuff. So that's great. Moving on to the second tier 2 that I got. So this was Magby. Magby is really, really fast. It's the second fastest speed tier that you can get. Excuse me there. So it's at 19 speed, which is just shorter than Voltorb, Diglett, and something else at 20 speed. So yeah, second fastest thing in the format, which is really good. And the Flame Charge means I don't have to run Scarf on it literally ever, because Flame Charge is an amazing move, putting me at +1. Also means that sometimes I can even outspeed Shell Smashes from things if I'm at +1. It's got a really good variety of moves. Thunder Punch and Flying Punch Tree really doesn't, but Fire Punch even. So I kind of really need it. Hits most things. And I get a bit walled, I guess, by Rock and Ground types a little bit, but that's fine. I get priority Mach Punch. I can Belly Drum, which is a really terrifying notion for a lot of people. So if they don't stop me belly drumming, yeah, good luck, because they're going to need a lot of priority, and I happen to have the best biggest resistor to Magby in the game, don't I? Haha! Totally not done this so many times. Yeah, no, like one of the only things on my team's been facing Magby before has been SEEL to resist it, so, yeah. Fun fact, SEEL is the only mon in the entirety of Little Cup, I believe, that resists fire by 4 times. Because Field doesn't, because it's an ice type, so it's neutral, so it's only 2 times resistant. Yeah. So technically SEEL is the only type, I think, please correct me if I'm wrong, but to resist fire 4 times. Yeah. So that's good. But yeah, so it's really fast, really strong. If I can support, it's great. Also, it's one of like 5 mons, I think. Probably wrong here, but something like that are actually immune to sleep naturally. So yeah, less things to protect from fungus is always a good thing. Then we got FanP. FanP I took as a franchise, so for coming into the semi-finals, the top 4 people actually got to take them on from last season. So I chose FanP. FanP is cool. FanP has tons of coverage. I mean, it doesn't get rapid spin. For those of you who actually watch this, no, it doesn't. I found that funny. So many people thought it did. It gets priority and a lot of coverage, and it's an amazing mon in general. Really good defensive pivot, can be offensive if it needs to be. Really, really just good mon, to be honest. I love it. It did really well for me last season. Of course, I picked up SEEL. It's the mascot, kind of. Yeah, and obviously SEEL did so well for me as well. And double ice shard pressure on my team that was so brutal last season that I wanted it back. I mean, of course I did. Why wouldn't I? Thick Fat's amazing. Obviously, I can perish traps annoying stuff as well. It's just an all-round good mon, again, with a lot of coverage. It's nice special defense as well. So yeah. No, there's not very much to be said about SEEL, because FanP, because you know how good they are from last season. Yeah, really good tier 3s. Tier 4, we got Chingling. Chingling did really well for me last season. It's a levitator, so I don't have to worry about ground too much as well, being a problem. It's also giving me a trick room option if I want it. It can beat webs. I'm not telling you how, but it can. Set up screens, it's got good reliable recovery. I mean, it's a bit fragile and it doesn't really do too much. Quite passive, but it sits there and it walls things. Sometimes. It's nice to have something spadef, I guess. So yeah, Ching's cool. Eevee. Remember when we faced Panther both times and we're just like, what switches into Eevee? And the answer was nothing. Because nothing switches into Eevee. I mean, like, most things will be 2-hit KO'd by this. Not gonna lie. You'll be hard-pressed to find something that isn't. One of which would be Nose Pass, which I have, so that's great. Yeah, Eevee's just evil. The only problem is it's just slow. But adaptability, normal type moves, is just busted. Yeah, I can't use Evo Boost, don't worry about that, anyone who thought I could. Because multi-boosting is banned! Oh, it should be! But yeah, Eevee is really hard to get rid of. Yay. No, it's not. It's hard to switch into. It's good mon, I guess. It's just a threat that people have to consider, like, oh no, I've got to put extra bulk in to make sure I can live this Eevee. And then I'll run, I don't know, all my special mons or something. That's the great thing I love about my team, is that there's so much versatility between whether I can take physical or special. Makes it really hard to predict what I'm going to do. I mean, obviously I'm a bit preferable to physical a lot of the time last season, but that's not necessarily going to be the case this year. I like versatility, and obviously it provides it too. Nose Pass is great. Great physical. Sturdy Juice, even better. Forces people to drop rocks and stuff on me instead of attacking, which is always a good thing. It gets a lot of coverage that you wouldn't think it'd get. I can magnet pull. I'm not going to. That's a bad idea on steel types when they're probably faster and can one-shot you. But yeah, Nose Pass is generally quite good. It can be run physical or special quite easily. I think it's got the same in both stats. But it's also slow Volt Turn, which is really, really good because Volt Turn is amazing along with Chin Charts, great pairing, and I think Archon gets it to U-turn as well. But like being able to pivot into your good threats or into your walls is always a good thing. Nose Pass is great. Worried it might be a little bit too passive at times, but it also gives me an alternate rocker to Fampi, also an Archon as well, so it kind of alleviates pressure on them. Yeah. Apologies. Yeah, so Nose Pass is pretty cool, I think. Then you got Archon. Archon is evil! There is not much that switches into Archon. It is the flying Eevee. You really need to lay rocks down for this thing, get some chip off of it. I mean, I'll probably run Berry Juice a lot, but like, you need to keep it low, put it in Defeatist. But even in Defeatist range, it's still like, hits 45 attack, which is the same as like Nose Pass and stuff, and Seal, and they still hit pretty hard sometimes. Like, Archon is terrifying. There is not much, so like, you know, Scarf Archon is a crazy set, but like Magby and Archon are both really fast. And the kind of way I like, yeah, so Magby can boost its speed quite easily. Archon is really fast and flies, and everything else is kind of slow and bulky anyway. So I don't really care about webs, which is a great thing to not care about webs, considering how much it destroys some people's teams. But yeah, this is one of the bulkiest drafts that people have got. A lot of people went really hyper offense this time, and I'm like, but I have bulk and priority, so if they want to die to like 2 ice shards, I'm really happy for them to do that. Please do. Archon's great. It's scary. Doesn't have the best flying type attacks, but what switches to a head smash? I'm sorry. Also, let's hope I just don't miss, because I know about shaky accuracy. And leading on to that point, why the hell did I take Dino? I got persuaded by Styx that it's a dark type and it resists grass. I'd have preferred Goomy, I think, if I wanted like something more defensive, but I think I'm quite passive already. And this gives me a bit more offense. Yeah, it's slow. Yeah, I have no excuse for that. I have no idea how I'm going to do anything about that. But its starting type means that Abra has to actually click Dazzling Gleam on me instead. Like, that's so hard. I don't know why I have Dino. It's just, people have to prep for it in case I do hit. With my luck, probably not going to happen, but in case it does hit, it's going to kill something. So in case it lives a hit, slash outspeeds, then hits, and then manages to get the kill, because with Hustle, to be honest, you're probably going to get a kill. Yeah, I guess. Sort of. I don't know. It's there, I don't know what to pick. It was the same with like, oh, I got Chingling because it was one of the few good tier 4s left, and doing it, yeah, I got everything else I wanted anyway. It's probably going to be the Bagon of the season, not going to lie. Oh well, I think the draft's pretty good overall. It's nice and well-rounded, it's like bulky balance, I think. It's like something I can describe it as. I like that term. Yeah, I'd like to have had T-spikes and webs, but, I mean, you can't always get it, and oh well, at least I made it so that I'm not affected so much by either of those things myself. I think I've got a solid team. I think it's going to go under people's radar. They're going to go, oh, it's fine, I've got to check this, I'll run that, and not actually put in like the intricate details that I'm hoping people are not going to do enough research. Like, the amount of people who don't know what some of these mons do is amazing, because I swear that's the only thing that's helping me be good at this game, is knowing what things do. Yeah. So, enough of about my team. Let's have a look at like the rest of everyone else. Ugh. So, thoughts on the rest of the league. I actually have I mean, it'd be rude to call it easy, but it's kind of an easy schedule this season. But that's to say I don't have 3 of the most terrifying people. I mean, there's a lot of terrifying teams and players in this league, but not having Mio, Panther, or Harry in my schedule takes a lot of pressure off of, like, trying to make playoffs. I'm sorry. I'm hoping to make playoffs again, as always. It usually never happens, but apparently Little Cup I can do that. But generally 6 and 6, I'll be happy whether I make playoffs or not. If I make 6 and 6, I'll be proud of myself. Goals for the season in terms of who I want to beat. I don't want to lose my first game. Sorry, Kurt. Yeah. I want to beat Blinn because I've not played Blinn yet in a competitive sense, and that'd be fun, even though it's week 12 and I'm probably going to meme anyway. I want to beat Styx because I feel I've beaten Mio, I've beaten Panther, I've beaten Matt. I still have yet to beat Harry, so I want to get playoffs so I can play him and then beat him, hopefully. But I feel like because I've taken down a lot of these giants, I'm hoping that I can beat them, so that's going to be fun. They've got a mildly terrifying draft. Like, they were going about, trying to make efficiency plays, and obviously Bunnelby could potentially be tier 2s, but a lot of the other stuff I'm still questionable whether it should have not been on a tier below. Sorry. But yeah, everyone is useful, to be honest. Apart from Bond Suite, apparently. Yeah. Don't underestimate something just because it's not a tier 1, I think is the main key advice for anyone wanting to start Little Cup. Just because it's not your Vullaby or Mienfoo or something and you didn't get a top 5 pick doesn't mean you can't win, and doesn't mean you can't be good, and it doesn't mean that there aren't mons that might surprise you. The amount of people who just go, I see a SEEL, what does that do? And it's funny, and I love it, and I'm totally not only picking it because my mascot, and not because it's probably not that good. But I've yet to see anyone use SEEL as well as me. I hope someone does, but I have yet to see it. Seal it. But yeah, I hope to have a lot more fun this season. I think there's a lot less pressure on anything. I do Little Cup for fun. And it's going into exam season, kind of. So I'm hoping to just have fun, not care too much about winning, run some heat stuff, you know. I've already got a title now, so I can kind of like, you know, I'm not too bothered about winning again. I mean, it'd be nice, but I'm not going to be annoyed if I don't, because I've done something I never thought I'd be able to do in a million years. It's great that I did. So yeah, there are some interesting players and some interesting teams. A lot of hyper offense. I'm not looking forward to that Snivy Magnemite course, Matt. Thank you very much. Please don't do that to me. But otherwise, yeah. I hope you guys will have fun watching this. There's going to be a lot more uploads, I think, for this season from coaches in general. These graphics were made by Blinn. He's an amazing person in general. Great battler, great friend. Just, yeah. I don't know. I'm dying of cold right now. You can tell my voice is horrible. To prove my point. Yeah, but I hope I'm okay while the season starts. Good luck to everyone involved. I really do mean it. I hope you have tons and tons of fun. Little Cup's an amazing thing. I hope you discover some new things and like some mods that you never thought you would. Just, yeah, I don't know. Seal your way to victory! Sorry, I had to do a pun. Harry, please don't kill me. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, if anyone is actually watching. I will be, of course, uploading soon. I battle Kurt week 1. Good luck to him. And I'll see you next time. Seal out.